I know this is not the easiest topic, but you know what? I've decided that ignoring it will not make it go away. So, here are the top 5 things I'm doing to protect my family before I'm gone. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aja. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like because that does help my channel. Yes, so I know this is not the easiest topic to deal with, but it's really important, especially now that I'm retired and I have more assets than I've had ever. I don't want my family to have issues when I'm gone getting access to my assets. So, without further ado, let me get into the list. Now, this is a new series that I'm starting, and I'm going to call it the Top 5 series. And so I'll just always give you the top 5 things that I'm working on or the top 5 things that I do as a retiree. And I hope that that's helpful, gives my videos some structure, and just lets you get to know me a little bit better. Now, this list and most of the list will be in descending order from least important to most important, but all 5 of these are important. Don't get me wrong. It's just that number one is like very, very important. All right, so number 5, add beneficiaries to my car title to avoid filing paperwork. So, from what I've learned, and by the way, my favorite resource is AARP. Yes, now they are. They weren't my favorite when they sent me a card on my 50th birthday and it said, "Welcome to the 50s Club," but I'm over it now, and it's my favorite magazine. They feature a lot of great people. Like this month, they had Sylvester Stallone, they have like John Bon Jovi, all my favorites. But anyway, a lot of the information that I discuss on here and in blogging or whenever I'm talking about issues of being retired is from what I learned either in the magazine, the news, the bulletin they have, or online. And so what I have learned about um, what's called, by the way, personal property. So personal property is like my car, my furniture, my clothes, my possessions, everything in my house, basically. And honestly, my kids could just throw all this stuff away if they don't want it because it's not really much of value. But what I learned is that if I have less than $60,000 worth of personal property, then they don't have to go to probate in order to take possession of it. Um, but they would have to file some kind of paperwork in order to have official ownership of the car, for example, which is really the biggie here. And so what I can do is retitle my car in order for them to avoid having to fill out that paperwork. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do that or not. I have to look into the fee. So I have to go down to motor vehicles and ask them, do I have to pay the taxes again? Because, yeah, that's another way that Delaware got me. I had to pay taxes on a car that I already owned and I already paid taxes on in New Jersey because of their rules or whatever. I had to pay tax again on it, and it was a lot of money. I think I paid like $1,000 altogether just to get the car registered. So I have to find out, do I have to pay that again, or is it just a matter of paying the title fee again? So yeah, that's number 5. Number 4, add beneficiaries to make my financial accounts payable upon death, or you'll sometimes see that abbreviated as POD. And again, this is to avoid probate. So um, my checking accounts, my high yield savings, my Vanguard account, all of that I have put my children as beneficiaries of. And yes, so that's good. Next one, number 3, redeed my house as transfer upon death, or TOD, to my children to avoid probate. So this is something new in Delaware. I believe it's starting December 5th. There's a new law that will allow me to redeed my house and put my children's name on it so that immediately they can deal with the house. And just like with the car, it's up to them. They'll be able to decide whether they want to sell it, live in it, one buy the other one out, whatever they want to do with both the car and the house. I just want to make sure they don't have to go through probate in order to deal with these things. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. Now, it's not available in every state. And this is just signed into law in Delaware this year, and it'll be available to me in December. I'm pretty sure New York also has this. I'm not sure about Pennsylvania, and I know New Jersey does not have this yet. It is now a bill that hasn't been signed in New Jersey. But I think it's good if someone is older, they're more established in their home, they know that they want to age in place and they're not going to ever refinance again or sell it, then I would recommend to put your home in a revocable living trust. With that, let me just scroll down here because I have these terms written out to make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing. And by the way, if I haven't mentioned it before, let me just say right now, again, I am a work in progress. I am a young retiree, so I don't have all the answers. And I'm the first generation in my family to talk about these things and, to really think about them and research them because it is a difficult topic. So I don't really know if what I'm saying is the best advice. So I'm trying not to use that term like, well, I advise you, because I can't really advise you. I, at some point, am going to speak with an attorney for estate planning. And that's going to cost some money. That's going to be an investment. So that's something that I want to do. But, just to get you started thinking, I wanted to share this. It's called a revocable living trust. So in that case, your house deed would not be in your name anymore. It would be in the name of the trust, and you would be the trustee. So you would be the person in charge of, it's still your house, you're still in charge of all of the decisions about it. But it's good because it protects you in case you become ill, for example, in case you need long-term care, so that you won't lose your house. I don't know all the details of it, but this is what so far I'm learning about it. And it's great to have the trust because you can put everything in that trust. You don't have to do the payable on death, transfer upon death. You could put all of that stuff, and all of your wishes and your living will and everything can be tied to the trust. Now, the reason I'm not doing the trust at this point in my life is because I might want to sell this house. I might want to refinance it, just like I did with the last one. If the value increases the way it did with that last house, I might want to do something with it and maybe buy, that final one level real retirement home that I really do want to age in place using this home. Um, it might be possible, but in any case, this is why I'm not going to put it in a trust at this point. But I would say, from what I've learned, that you have to put it in the trust as soon as possible if that's the way you want to go. Because if you wait until you are ill, then it's not going to work. Because they'll say, no, you knew, you're just trying to protect your house. No, that's not going to work. So I think the recommendation I read about is do it at least 7 years before you would need long-term care. So it's something you definitely have to think about and plan. All right. So number 2, creating a living will and plans for long-term care. So speaking of a living will and plans for long-term care, power of attorney, all of that, this is where I am now. Like, this is the main thing that I need to do and speak with an attorney about, because it's real important stuff. And I don't have this in place yet for myself. So Yeah, that's an important thing. And number one, the most important thing is to communicate with everyone involved. It's great if you have that safe deposit box. It's great if you have the fireproof box in your home. Great if you have a drawer with the folder in it. But if your beneficiaries, your loved ones don't know about it, they don't know what accounts, what bank to go to, um, it's going to be tough for them at a time that is very stressful and they're grieving. And I just, for one, want to make things easier for my family so that I can have peace of mind and they can have peace of mind as well, and just be confident. This is the hardest thing, is communicating. I know we don't do that very often, but it actually was easier for me than I thought it would be. So I've communicated both with the generation above and the generation below. And it actually was easier than I thought because they're thinking about it too. And a lot of times we just don't know. We just think, well, this is the way I did it, when my parent passed away, and maybe it could be easier though. And so that's the whole purpose of this list. Now, with my top 5 lists, sometimes I'll have runner ups because, again, 5 things is not always enough. And in this case, yeah, there's many more things to work on with this topic. But my runner up for this list today is social media accounts. So, who is going to take care of Facebook, TikTok, YouTube when I'm gone? That's an interesting question. I know that I set my sister up as my beneficiary of my Facebook account, I think. Now I don't know for sure. Like email too is another thing. The Google account. Maybe it was the Google account I set her up with. But that's a question that I have for you. So again, I'm a young retiree. I'm 52. I don't know everything. I'm not just coming on here to talk and to tell everybody what to do. I'm trying to build a community. So if you know the answer to anything that I was unsure about, could you please post it in the comments below? I will read it and I will respond to it. And hopefully it can help me and help others. But yeah, what do we do with our social media accounts so that, it can be communicated to people who are following us or who are friends with us what has happened to us? All right, so I'll leave you with that. Thank you for joining me today. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone if you think that they can benefit from this topic as well. Until next time, stay inspired and keep thriving.